I'm Francis the instructor, and this is my learner car Mike Wazowski. We're touring the UK together to find the best place to take a driving test. I rate the test centres out of 10 for facilities. And there's a bloody Dyson Airblade in the corner. Area, Lan just got infinite area points and difficulty.
Here's your first hotspot.
Today we're travelling to Wales, the land of myth and legend, to see if we can find the perfect 10 driving test centre here. So, welcome to Monmouth! First, let's talk about the facilities. The test centre's on a really quiet side street and has a few parking bays on my right. As you go through the entrance, there's stairs up to the first floor where you'll find a small waiting room. I guess they don't do many driving tests here. There's one toilet. It's pretty clean. The dryers work. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Okay, I've been to the town centre already. I've driven through the town centre to get here. Monmouth is so nice. I haven't been around the whole route yet. That would be cheating. But this might get the highest marks for area score. So I'm gonna drive the route at Monmouth Driving Test Centre, one of the routes. I get these routes from Driving Test Routes UK. If you want driving test routes as well, for absolutely anywhere, link is in the description. You know what to do. Discount code for you there as well. Wow, look at this. What the hell? No, this is so nice. I don't believe it. Monmouth is incredible. Why have I never been here before? Imagine this on your driving test. I have no clue what the history of Monmouth is, but it's 100% interesting. If anybody knows and can drop the history of Monmouth into the comment section, I would love to know. Why doesn't it have a very Welsh name? All of the things and towns and places in Wales are extremely hard to pronounce, except Monmouth. It's just Monmouth. Why is that? That was one of the nicest town centres I've ever seen and been to.
100 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit, then take the second right.
And I've been to bloody loads by now.
On the roundabout and take the second exit, then take the second right.
No problem. Remember, all the way around. Mini roundabouts, even if it's just paint on the floor, you have to go all the way around it. So obviously I'm excited. Obviously you're going to be potentially slightly nervous on your driving test. When you're excited or nervous at the beginning, especially at the beginning of your driving test, your concentration's going to be wow.
100 yards, turn right, then cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
It's a river with like rapids. Your brain's going to be mush. You're not going to be thinking straight. The way to overcome that and combat that, remember I told you this. So when you're on your driving test and you're feeling a bit nervous, remember this tip.
After 100 yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
You have to focus. You have to plan ahead. You have to raise your vision up.
And take the first exit.
Because when you're nervous, you look down. When you look down, you can't plan properly. Like that. You wouldn't have caught that if you were nervous and not planning ahead. You have to ask yourself constantly, what's next and how am I dealing with it? Wait till she's off, check mirrors, move on. Even when you're stationary, what's next? There's always going to be something next that's happening. Jesus Christ, look at these houses.
And take the first exit.
Tudor period, this is distracting. Lucky I'm not on a driving test. But if I was on a driving test, I'd be from Monmouth. This wouldn't be exciting. I'd just live here. There's actually so much to look at here. If you're from Monmouth, you're extremely lucky. Let me know what it's like to learn to drive here. Let me know what it's like to drive here. If you're a driving instructor, what are the examiners like? If you've taken a driving test, what are the examiners like in Monmouth? Let me know in my comment section. I mean, everyone complains about the slow speed limits in Wales, but if you're driving slower, then you can make less mistakes. It's easier to plan ahead. Honestly, I've been in Wales for the last 2 days now, and all I've seen is fields, nature. This is a hazard actually. I'm gonna just pause here for a second because I don't have priority. The hazards are on my side. If I make that van stop, slow or swerve because they don't have priority over me, then I fail. So I just wanna be cautious. We're not in a rush at all to pass or to get around a driving test route. This is taking me into nature. Calm down. Oh man, this is so good. Wales series is gonna be the best. Wales series is going to be my absolute favourite. Maybe Scotland. Maybe Scotland will be it. But, oh man. National speed limit. Remember, you're not at national speed limit or any speed limit until you pass the sign. So I've passed the sign, now I'm at national speed limit. But 60 miles an hour, which is the speed limit of this road, would be absolutely insane. If you want to fail, go at 60 miles an hour. What we need to do on these roads, especially these national speed limit country roads, which I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of around here, is we need to plan and decide what the correct speed of the road is, not which is not going to be the maximum speed. So the things that go into deciding what the safe speed of the road is versus the maximum speed are going to be how much you can see. I'm going around a bend, I can see less, reduce your speed. How wide is the road? This road's pretty narrow, reduce your speed. How are there pedestrians? Are there hidden gaps and entrances? A car could emerge, a pedestrian could be walking where I can't see, reduce your speed again. It's objective what the safe speed of the road is. Do this. If something happened in the space ahead of you that you can see, would you be able to stop before hitting something? And then ask yourself again, if there's dead road up ahead where you can't see, dead ground, would you be able to stop if something happened in that dead ground and it just popped out at you? If no, then you're going too fast. Okay, look now, I can see the roads opening up. I can see a lot more. My limit point is expanding, so I can speed up. I actually did a good video on limit points. It's coming soon. I won't explain it now because it will take too long. And we're focusing on Monmouth now, but it's actually a game changer. So if you're doing a driving test with national speed limit roads and country lanes, limit points are actually something really essential to learn. This is beautiful. Are you joking? Oh my God, what are you get out. I can't cope with this. What are we doing here? This boy's from London, he can't cope with this. Jesus Christ. Oh, the view. I was focusing ahead, now I've just looked left. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God. Honestly, I'm so grateful to be able to do this. It's the most insane thing. If you met Francis 10 years ago and told him, fields, the sheep, and you told him that 10 years later I'd be doing this, I would not have believed you. I'd have told you that you're telling a pack of lies. I'm such a great example of you can literally do anything with your life. If you hate your life, if you hate your job, if you hate where you live, if you hate anything, if anything's making you unhappy, you can 100% change it. If you know me, you know how far I've come and where I've come from. If you want something, if you don't like something, you have the power to change it.
After 300 yards, turn left.
Oh my days. And I know the world's imploding right now and everything seems like it's on fire and it seems like everybody else is doing better or has more than you, but that's a problem with social media. If you look back 100 years, people didn't have cars, people didn't have street lights, people didn't go out at night. There wasn't the facilities and the fun and the energy that we have now. You can literally think of something and then look it up on the internet. It's insane. The world we live in right now is truly, truly insane. We have so much, but it feels like we have so little. I'm sitting in my dream car, driving through Wales in nature. I actually don't believe it. Oh my God, I'm definitely gonna cut that fucking bit. Wow, that was crazy. I'm done now. This situation could happen to you on a driving test. You're expected to make progress when you can. You're stuck behind someone that's going too slowly. For this road, that's too slowly. We're doing 21 miles an hour. This is still national speed limit. So if you have the opportunity to overtake, you need to do that. I've said this so many times to different people. If you can overtake, you need to overtake. I didn't have the opportunity to overtake anywhere up until this point, so that's not a problem. If you can't overtake, then don't overtake. But if you're on a dual carriageway where there's more than one lane, or if you have great visibility all the way down the road and there's ample space to overtake, you are expected to get that done. You can't be stuck behind a tractor for 5 miles of your driving test. Woo, there's a gear in there somewhere. Grind it and find it. Like now, look, this is perfect. We could 100% be overtaking right now. I'm just gonna check my mirrors. Woo! And build up speed.
500 yards, turn left.
Check again.
At the end of the road, turn right.
And move back in on that learner because I could see so far down the road, there was nothing coming towards me at all. So sitting behind that learner while they're doing that speed and I'm on a driving test, I'm supposed to be a proficient driver. That would have been a markdown on my driving test for sure. This isn't...
Left, then at the end of the road, turn right.
Sure. Your driving test isn't on audition to be the best learner, remember that. Your driving test is an audition.
Turn right.
Sure, that's a one-way road, so I'm on the correct side right now. Your driving test isn't on audition to be the best learner. You're not trying to prove that you're great at being a learner driver. You're trying to prove to the examiner that you are ready to have a pink license like everybody else, slot into the rest of the traffic, be like everybody else, drive like everybody else. So if you can't make progress, you're going to be a blockage, a hindrance on the road. So that's not the kind of person that they want to give a driving license to. Maybe you just need a little bit more confidence, or maybe you just need someone to tell you that you can overtake people on a driving test, which I've just done. Maybe I needed to take a couple more days. Mitchell Troy, I will drive carefully, 20 miles an hour, slow it down a bit more. Maybe I just needed to take a couple more days to experience Wales and take in the scenery. Do you know what? It's not even my first time in Wales. I've been to Wales so many times. Educational video. So, this feels too slow. The size of the road, and I have this problem in London with learners as well, the size of the road and the fact that I can see so far down it and there's so few hazards means that it feels like I should go faster, and it's hard to keep to 20 miles an hour. Here's my trick. If you're in third gear, you can hardly hear the engine. If you switch to second gear, I can now hear the tone of the engine. That tone is 19 miles an hour. If the tone rises, I'm going faster. If the tone drops, I'm going slower. Now I can just hear my speed. The car will definitely burn less fuel and be more comfortable in third gear, but it's that comfortableness of the car that will make you go over the speed limit, because the car just naturally wants to go faster than 20 miles an hour when you're in third gear. So it's so easy to creep above the speed limit and you can't hear it. Why are we driving through a forest? How many educational tips can I cram into this video while I just can't control myself? I'm losing my mind. This is another country lane that's national speed limit. It's mental that this is 60 miles an hour, and people don't understand that 60 miles an hour is the absolute maximum where the conditions are perfect, and the conditions are going to change all the way up and down the road. So we need to adjust our speed all the way up and down the road. Please don't take what I've said as drive slower is safer. You have to be driving at the appropriate speed. Don't just dawdle around these roads at 20 miles an hour. You're 100% going to fail, sorry. Oh, brutal. Can you help me with something? This question I will not be able to answer. Unless you work in banking, that's different. Why do you live in London? Do you know this is here? Sorry. Who knew? I'm 100% going to refilm this whole video. Mirror, signal, slow down to the corner, off the brakes, back on the accelerator, just to nudge myself around 20 miles an hour.
Right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
It's a one-way road, so I'm gonna adopt the correct position, and there's a little bit of traffic, so I'm just gonna pause here so I don't block up the junction until that silver car starts moving. Everybody else, this is confusing, everybody else has to give way to me. Why? Because they and them are behind give way lines. Obviously though, be cautious. Just because you have priority, it doesn't mean everybody's definitely gonna stop for you. There's nothing forcing anybody to stop. They should stop, but there's nothing forcing another driver. The police aren't going to go and arrest anybody for not stopping at a give way line. So anytime you have priority, still take it with caution and a pinch of salt. Do you know what? I needed this break. Bloody hell. I promise you one thing, I will not try and do Welsh accents in this series.
Right on the roundabout and take the second exit, then you have reached your destination.
Sick. Welsh is 100% my favourite accent in the world, but if I try and do it, it's probably just offensive. So, Monmouth, area score, it doesn't have seaside. It's not perfect, but it's got almost everything I love about driving and scenery and vibes and ambience. I'm gonna give it 9.5. Monmouth, you are amazing. If Monmouth had seaside, I don't know where I'm going to go in Wales that's got seaside, but I'm sure that's going to be everywhere else. How difficult is it to pass here? There's no massively tricky roundabouts or anything. The roads are quite simple. The speed limits are quite simple. There's the driving test centre on my right, so I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think that's fair. That's a fair score for Monmouth. Overall, I really like it here. So I'm going to give the Monmouth Driving Test Centre a score of 8. Come to Monmouth. I don't care if you've got a driving test or not. Come to Monmouth. You'll have the best time of your life. You'll lose your marbles. If you've got a driving test in Monmouth or anywhere else, then what you need next is my driving test tips playlist. It's this one. Wow, this road is bumpy. And if you want to see everywhere else that I've driven on this driving test route exploration of England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, click this one that's on my body. Do you know what? I'll see you in the next one. Somewhere else in Wales. Thanks, peace, goodbye. Damn, that was sick.